Last year, there was a shooting in the United States nearly every day. That's according to shootingtracker.com, which catalogs those incidents. After 7 years of U.S. congressional inaction on gun control, the president is tackling the issue now on his own. CCTV's Jessica Stone joins us with details from the White House. And Jessica, what is it that the president is doing?
Well, the U.S. president says that Americans are being held hostage by the powerful gun lobby in this country. You know, in 2013, he made 2 legislative attempts, one to get the assault weapons ban renewed, a second to have universal background checks on gun sales. Both of those efforts failed in the U.S. Congress. And now, as you said, he is going it alone.
An American president brought to tears in a rare emotional moment at the White House. There have been dozens of mass shootings during his presidency, some of them involving illegal gun purchases. But it was the death of 20 first graders and 6 educators in Newtown, Connecticut more than 3 years ago that he believed would finally force the U.S. Congress to pass a universal background check for all gun sales. It didn't happen.
Every time I think about those kids, it gets me mad.
So the U.S. president is going it alone, expanding background checks for gun purchases, whether they're sold on the internet or at a gun show. He's also hiring more government examiners to screen buyers. The FBI says a shorter background check could have kept 21-year-old Dylan Roof from buying the gun he used to kill 9 people at a Charleston, South Carolina church last June. Critics say the president's actions would have done little to prevent the majority of U.S. mass shootings.
If he's serious about gun violence, he would be focused on violence, on what it is that's happening in our culture that's leading people to commit violent acts, not laws that will do nothing to prevent gun violence.
If there's an issue related to federal gun laws, then you ought to go to Congress and try to forge consensus to make it happen. He doesn't have this power.
But Obama recalled that on the same day those 20 American first graders were killed with an assault rifle in 2012, 22 Chinese schoolchildren were also stabbed. The difference, he said, the attacker didn't have access to a powerful weapon.
We are the only advanced country on earth that sees this kind of mass violence erupt with this kind of frequency.
Mike, according to a Pew Research poll released in July, over the last 20 years, more Americans have supported gun control than gun rights. But in the last 5 years, that's really begun to narrow that difference. And right now, it's almost 50-50.
Interesting. Well, Congress has been pretty reluctant to act on gun control measures. We've seen that over and over again. What's the likelihood of any of these measures actually getting blocked by Congress?
Well, there are a couple of measures that do require some funding. More examiners, for example. There's going to have to be a line item for that. Congress has to approve that. The president also calling on Congress for $500 million additional dollars for mental health services. That, too, would have to get congressional approval. Overall, though, his executive orders are most likely to be attacked in the courts. And we know that right now, one of his immigration executive orders is still there and has not been able to be put into place.
All right, Jessica Stone live for us at the White House. Thanks so much.